Aloha, everybody. Michelle Melendez with blossominnerwellness.com and standtogetherhawaii.com. I'm the author of Great Maui Land Grab. What caused the Maui fire and is your home next? Is your home next? You can get this book at greatmauilandgrabbook.com. Put truth in the coupon code, get 10% off. I wanted to do a video on smart meters and what is going on with Biden right now. So this is definitely, in my view and research, an attack on the American people, the LA fires. And I want to show you guys some very interesting things around this. And we're going to start with these lithium batteries. I think it's really interesting to see this because people need to understand that these are very dangerous. So let me actually got to do a stop screen so I can make sure that the sound is turned on. You're going to want to see this one. Here we go.
It's happening more and more frequently across Canada and around the world. Fires caused by lithium-ion batteries. The recent fire raging at the Port of Montreal was a reminder that lithium-ion fueled fires can become dangerous quickly. The Montreal Fire Department says so far this year there's been 40 of those fires on the island of Montreal. That's compared to about 7 in 2021.
Like 90% of them were in people's homes. More and more it's urban mobility devices, so hoverboards, scooters, e-bikes.
I think
So lithium batteries, look at this, you guys. Lithium, advanced lithium battery for the global smart meter industry. Advanced lithium battery for global meter industry. Electric vehicles, I think that's electric vehicles. I don't know what the EVE stands for. I believe it's electric vehicles, is a leading company in lithium battery technology since its foundation in 2001. EVE has created the technological base, production, and strategy to achieve its leading position in lithium batteries. Here we go. Here's this part right here. The battery plays the role of a measurement and communication in a smart meter, which needs to meet the requirements of wide temperature, long-term microcurrent, and large current pulse output capacity, long life, and so on. Featuring of the highest energy density of primary batteries, lithium batteries have a wide operating temperature range, long time stability, discharge, platform voltage, low self-discharge rate, and long storage and service life, which are widely used in smart meter application. So my question is, those houses that did not burn, did they have a smart meter on them? Take a look at this. This is really interesting because my friend sent me this, and look at all of these little dots. These are the houses that are burning. And then we have this one here, and actually need to do a stop screen share and show you guys this other one, which is LA on fire. So this one, look at that. All the houses are gone. What does that look like, you guys? That looks a lot like Maui to me, the Tubbs fire, the Paradise fire. But I do want to just show that one screen one more time before I go and show you all 4 of them together. This is, look at these little dots. These are all LA on fire. All these little dots here. I wonder, does everybody here have a smart meter? Because you remember when they were putting the smart meters on, you had to sign something that said you didn't want it to have it on. And they literally tried to sneak and put it here on the farm 2 different times. And 2 different times we found the guy and we're like, hey, hold on. If that's a smart meter, don't put it here. And we stopped him. So I want to do another screen share and show you the well, I'm going to go up here actually because I want to show you all 4 of the pictures of the actually I'm going to pause for okay, I found it. And common sense show, here we go. It's up here. And these are the 4. So trees didn't burn. Paradise Fire 2018. Do this here. Tubbs Fire 2017. Look at that. All the trees are they're dried, but they're not burnt. This is the LA fire, and this is the Maui fire. Very similar. This is not how forest wildfires burn, you guys. A wildfire will leave black soot. black, not white ash. So I wonder if any of the houses that didn't burn didn't have a smart meter on them. And I want to share as well a few other things around them. So do check to see if you have a smart meter. I'm always telling people, please keep yourself safe. Make sure you have a to-go bag. And let me find the next one that I want to share. Oh, here, this one here. This is from the LA fire that somebody sent to me. And this is from, this is John Goodman and the blue trash can, plastic trash can. So the house is completely burned down. The blue trash can isn't. Thought that was interesting. And then there's this other one that I'm going to share with you here. And this one says absolutely nothing strange about those completely random fires starting at completely random distances from each other and completely random starting along a highway within minutes of each other randomly because of climate change. Okay, that's very interesting. The other thing I want to share, there's about three other things I want to share. One is arson. They're talking about arsonists. That's what they did up in these other fires. In Paradise, I believe it was a hiker that was blamed for the fire. And there was an elderly man in his 70s that was blamed for a fire somewhere in California a couple years back. And the arborist, a friend of mine who's an arborist, went to his court case, his court hearing, and he told the defending attorney, he said, "Hey, I have proof this was not an arson fire." And the defense attorney wouldn't speak to him, and the defense attorney went up with the prosecuting attorney when the arborist was in the room, and they went up and talked to the judge, and the judge looked at the arborist and then said, "We are going to adjourn this session. We're going to do it at another date." That's what happened. So they will be blaming arson. Now, I'm not saying that arson never happens, but I think it's really interesting that they're going to probably blame arson, but they didn't blame arson in Maui. And and there have been over the years in Maui a lot of arson, but it did not, though nobody was nobody was accused of being an arsonist in the Maui fire, but more than likely they're going to be charging somebody with this LA fire. So I wanted to share that, and I also wanted to share about the White House because I find this really interesting. You know, there's going to be a new administration coming in, and the White House, look at what happened 2 weeks before the fire. White House in crisis? Question mark. Biden and Harris cancel Christmas trips and rush back amid speculations of emergency. Okay, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala unexpectedly canceled their holiday plans, sparking widespread speculation about potential emergency at the White House. But nothing was, they didn't say anything, like that nothing was said. Harris had planned to be in LA until Monday, but her office provided no reason for the last minute cancellation, leaving many to wonder if the political turmoil over the government's funding was the cause. So, what is going on? Why did they rush back? And a reason why I want to share this, as well as share some other things. Do you guys remember during 9/11, Rumsfeld, the day before 9/11, Rumsfeld had found $23 trillion missing from the US Treasury the day before that horrendous event. And so I'm just curious if there's something that's happening that is being a distraction for, look over here, this horrendous LA fires burning down LA, worst fire in probably US history. What's happening that we're not looking at? Is this a distraction? I don't know. But I do know that here is this other thing that I want to share, that Biden's economics is in the toilet. I think we all know this. In fact, let me just share this one here first. Here we go. Sorry. All right, try that
Let's
again.
face it, the fundamental transformation that President Obama promised us and that Biden tried to implement was fundamentally destroying this country. And Americans realize that. The open borders, the 40-year high inflation, the war on fossil fuels, the weakness that we displayed internationally, which set the world in flames. So, no, I mean, Joe Biden will go down as the worst president in history. He's trying to do as much damage as possible on his way out the door. January 20th cannot come soon enough.
You want to talk about the abomination of Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act or his American Rescue Plan, or the fact that federal discretionary spending is up way more than 20% since the end of COVID-19, simply because the Democrats were addicted to spending money.
So look at the date here. This is published the day before the fires. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know the answer. I just know that they do a lot of things they being the powers that be, do a lot of things that are distraction. Look over here, everybody, or get upset about this. Let's talk about children not being the right sex. All of this stuff is not by accident. It is by design. And you guys already know, I'm sure, about Biden economics, but let's just finish that off with this one.
Has never been a bigger federal deficit than the one Biden is handing off to Trump, other than in times of severe national crises. But we're not facing a severe national crisis. The pandemic is long over and we're not at war. Take a look at this. In 2019, just before the pandemic, the yearly federal deficit was just under $1 trillion. In fiscal year 2024, Biden's runaway train spending deficit hit a stunning $1.8 trillion, an 80% increase from pre-pandemic levels. How did this happen? Biden's reckless spending set off inflation. That inflation induced the Fed to raise interest rates.
So I want to just pause there because the Fed raised the interest rates, right? Who owns the Federal Reserve, everybody? It's not the United States of America. I've been telling people that for a very long time. It is the foreign bankers that own this country. And I believe Biden is absolute puppet for them. I don't know why this is happening in LA. This with the Santa Ana winds that are, they should be in the fall, not in the winter. And the fire that doesn't have a particular line. There's no line. It was staying in Palisades for a very long time. Even when I did the interview with Captain Matt, he was like, there's no line. The fire has a line. You have wind, and the wind is the one that carries the fire, but the wind's going all over the place, and this fire's going in different areas as well. So my question is, what the heck is going on while we're looking at this fire, at this devastation? What is going on behind the scenes? The other thing I want to share, let me make sure that that's the last thing. Oh yeah, I'll share those two things and then my last comments, which are quite interesting. So let me go back to this. And we all know, or maybe we don't all know, but I have shared this before, that forest fire as a military weapon is real. It's absolutely real. Here is the PDF or the report about forest fire being a military weapon. And this is also, you can go to standtogetherhawaii.com, go to Maui fires, and this is also on that page as well. And it'll open up here momentarily. But this is forest fire as a military weapon, 1970, everybody. And this basically goes through, and you can find this report again at standtogetherhawaii.com. /military, I'm sorry, / Maui fire. Click on Maui fire. And secret, but it has been declassified, so we can look at this. 1964, the Joint Chief of Staff requested that the Secretary of Defense initiate research to determine the feasibility of measuring the flammability characteristics of forest and jungle growth, modifying flammability, so the vegetation would readily support combustion. Interesting, very interesting. There's also this, weather as a force multiplier, owning the weather in 2025. And this says a high risk, high reward endeavor. Weather modification offers a dilemma, not unlike the splitting of an atom. While some segments of society will always be reluctant to examine controversial issues such as weather modification, the tremendous military capabilities that could result from this field are ignored at our own peril. Isn't that interesting? At our own peril. Yeah, we all need more war. The last thing I want to share about this is water. Isn't it interesting that water wasn't available in Maui and now the water is not available in LA? But did you know that you're never supposed to throw water on an electrical fire? And it's really bad. This might come as a first thought, but if you do this, this will make it worse. And electricity water and electricity do not mix. So I look at this fire and I do see some things that look like a normal fire, but then I see a lot of things that don't as well. If you are in the LA area, please take pictures. I'd love anybody to send me in pictures of trees that are burning from the inside out. If you find any organic material, any animals, please, that don't look correct, like they're not burned from the outside in, please send me pictures of that. There have been pictures of lasers, as I can actually show you that one. So let me show you this one. Sound is on. This is from a guy in LA.
Swipes the card, and then after it goes through, he goes, just so you know, it's a monthly charge.
What is that? There we go. And there was also in the last video I did, there were these rectangle lights that looked like that color on a map. And that was, I think, the last video or the one before that, the one after that, to take a look at. And then there's this as well, which I shared on another video. But this is very interesting. It moves. It's not, doesn't go in a straight line. This white thing here. So this is real technology that is available. That's what I wanted to say. This technology is available. And then the last thing I want to share is that they decided in LA to, there it is. They decided to defund the fire department. The Los Angeles Fire Department is facing unprecedented operational challenges due to the elimination of critical civilian positions, a 7 million reduction in overtime variable staffing hours. So this was 12/17/2024, just a couple weeks prior to the fire, the budget reduction had adverse, and it's just unbelievable. So all this happening with all of this happening. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. Check your smart meter. If you can, get rid of it. Those lithium batteries, they're real. In fact, I did want to share one more thing that was on that is from the presentation I did at the Red Pill Expo and the presentations that I do. And I just want to remind everybody of the dangers of these electric vehicles with lithium batteries in them. Shipping experts say that 70 fires reported in the last 5 years on shipping containers. And again, you can't put these fires out. They take over 2 hours. They need gallons and gallons of water, 2,500 to 25,000 gallons or more. They create a flamethrower. So this picture on the left, and let me make sure that I'm sharing the right, I want to make sure you guys see this, the right screen. They look at the picture on the left. That's a woman who rented an electric vehicle in her house. It caught fire in the garage. They couldn't put it out. Her house is gone. In the middle, you have the Amazon Prime van that turned into a flamethrower up. And on the right-hand side, you have a 100% electric vehicle turns into a flamethrower. And the reason is because these electric vehicles and these lithium batteries have gas in them. I know the electric vehicles do. They have that gas, not liquid, but gas. And so if you puncture them, it's going to create a flamethrower. It's going to spew out that, and that's very dangerous. So, and you can't get it out. You can't just put water on it like a regular gas fire, car fire. It doesn't work that way. So I'm just curious about these smart meters. I'm curious if any houses do survive if they don't have smart meters on them. And the house that the one in Maui with the red roof, I don't believe that had a smart meter on it, but I need to verify that. So if you guys know of any houses that did not burn, that did not have a smart meter, please let me know. And you're always welcome to email me at Michelle at Blossom Inner Wellness. Please pick up a copy of my book and share it. Great Maui Land Grab Book.com. Great Maui Land Grab Book.com. What caused the Maui fire and is your home next? That's what I'm talking about. The other thing is I want to do a shout out to the sponsor who supports the work I do, and that is aceofcoins.com. If you want to lower your taxes or eliminate your taxes, if you want to buy Bitcoin tax free, if you want to license your face, your image, so that big tech has a problem using your own face, which it's using all the time right now, then go to aceofcoins.com, ACEOFCOINS.com, and a shout out to the Voice of Kona Radio, 100.5 FM. Mahalo so much for supporting the work that I do here on the Big Island. And I just send you so much aloha and inner strength. This is a game we came to play, you guys. I know that there's a lot of fear. I get afraid too. I get anxiety. And then I breathe and I get in nature and I just say, Great Spirit, I trust you. So let's do that. Great Spirit, we trust you. This is a game and people have been harmed and property has been harmed. But in the large scale of the game we came to play of being in a human body, there is something here that's moving toward goodness, moving toward harmony, and it's exposing the truth. It's exposing the lies for what they truly are, which are things that don't honor human life. Great Spirit, we get to watch. We get to watch as things unfold, as this fire does get contained, as these attacks do stop, as we know what to do and how to keep ourselves and our family and our neighbors safe. We give so much gratitude for the guidance that it's always within us, and for the angels that are always surrounding us and supporting us. We know that this game is really coming to a head here. The darkness is literally up against a wall, and we know also that you are more powerful than the darkness. And we get to watch as those that do not value human life and do not value freedom, that they are peaceably removed from power, or that they voluntarily step down. We get to watch as that unfolds, as that the truth comes to fruition, that all can see it for what it is. And we give so much gratitude for the bravery that it takes to look the truth in the face, because this is not easy. And we trust you, Great Spirit. We trust our journey. We trust our choice that said we're going to come at this time in history and be on the planet and make a difference. We trust you, Great Spirit. We trust our own higher self. And we know it is done. And so it is. Sending you and your ohana so much aloha from the Big Island.